Goeth woke, and ye shall goest broke. That should be, in my opinion at least, one of the things written in the best practices handbook, the best practices Bible for a business. And no news network has gone more woke than CNN, and as a result, no news network is going as broke. CNN's ratings drop an astounding 90% after 2021. Let's dive right in. CNN might be one of the biggest examples of what not to do when it comes to pretty much everything. It went from being one of the most watched and trusted names in news to a cesspool of unwatchable and ultra-biased reporting masquerading as objective journalism and scandal-ridden employees. The proof that the network has become little more than a garbage dump is in its ratings, which have been in free fall for some time now, but the latest numbers show just how far the network has plummeted in terms of popularity. According to the New York Post, the once vaunted news network lost 90% of its viewership after 2021. This is from the New York Post. CNN's ratings took a nosedive by a massive 90%, both overall and in the all-important demographic coveted by advertisers in the first week of the new year. The Jeff Zucker-led cable news network averaged just 548,000 viewers during the week of January 3, a major drop from the nearly 2.7 million viewers for the same week in 2021, according to Nielsen ratings. Well, why did this happen? I think it's pretty easy to figure out why. CNN stopped being a news network. Moreover, despite the fact that it became primarily an opinion network, it always tried to covet this idea or the reputation that it used to have, that it is an unbiased news network, that it's just out there to objectively report the facts, which we know for a fact is not true at all. Down to the very hosts recently, you had Chris Cuomo, he had to get fired because it turned out that he was hiding just how in-depth he was with his brother's defense, his brother being Andrew Cuomo, who was being accused of sexual assault by multiple women. You had multiple producers, both under Cuomo and Jake Tapper, involved in some serious charges of pedophilia. Both were arrested, one for soliciting photos of a minor and sending lewd texts, the other one arrested for the rape of a minor. These are just a couple things. You also recently had the Joe Rogan incident where they attempted to spread the rumor that Joe Rogan was using horse dewormer to cure himself of COVID-19. That was absolutely false. He was taking ivermectin, but it was not the ivermectin known to be the horse dewormer. And they can try to continue this lie for a while until Joe Rogan effectively wondered out loud if he had to sue. And that pretty much ended it right there. I think that outside of that, you had the horrific biased take on January 6th. They were attempting the entire time to turn it into something of a national holiday, almost like a national day of remembrance. And nobody was on board with that. In fact, during the January 6th anniversary of this year, more people turned into Fox News to watch the coverage about it. And I can tell you that their take was completely different. So what does that tell you? CNN has continued to try to implement narratives, lie to the people outright, spread their own misinformation and falsehoods. And for the most part, you'd see a lot of people not really call them out on the left. And it only made the problem worse because I think it made them feel like they could pretty much report whatever they wanted to and they would get away with it. But it's clear that while they might be getting away with it with their fellow leftists and, maybe fact checkers in the field who are also leftists, it didn't really go that far with the American people. The American people did not want anything to do with it. They wanted to turn it off. They wanted to go watch Fox News. And so they did. And so you see this massive dip in ratings. Now, a 90% dip is a massive issue. And it kind of makes you wonder what is in store for CNN President Jeff Zucker. Jeff Zucker has overseen one of the worst turns in CNN, if not the worst turn ever for CNN. He was there during the scandals with Cuomo. He was there during the producer scandals with the pedophilia problem. In fact, one of the producers who was arrested had actually resigned from the network just a little while before he was arrested, and CNN had kept that under wraps. They didn't talk about the producer. The only reason that they even did talk about the producer was because the investigation that popped up made them talk about it. So they are also in the habit of not just lying to you, but hiding the facts about themselves from the people. Meanwhile, all they seem to do on many occasions is attack Fox News. They think that attacking Fox News is apparently great ratings. It's clearly not. Reliable Sources is not exactly a very highly watched show. But that's what they do. They tell lies, they attack Fox News, and they attack you. And that's one of the biggest issues with CNN. They attack you. They seem to think that saying things like, white men are Trump voters, who are white men, are the biggest threat to the United States. They want to support riots in your town. They want to make them seem more innocent. They have actually been on record supporting Antifa. So they are attacking you, the citizen, the law-abiding citizen. That's what they're out here doing. And so no one wants to watch them. That is why they've lost 90% of their viewership, and they deserve to lose 90% of their viewership. No one wants to watch a network that tells America that they're horrible people, that supporting Trump it makes you a horrible person, and when people come to burn your town down in protest of something, they sit there and tell you that, it's all for justice. And that you should shut up, and if you resist that in any way, that you're a horrible person. No one wants to watch them. So they deserve to lose their viewership, and I hope they continue to lose their viewership. The question now is, what happens to Jeff Zucker? You've got Discovery and Warner Media merging here soon. It's going to be a multi-billion-dollar merger. I sincerely doubt that Jeff Zucker is going to survive this merger. Given all the things that have happened to CNN over the past few years, it's been nasty, and it's been a massive failure. CNN is losing everything. They're losing everything, and it's all Zucker's fault at the end of the day. When you're at the top, it is all your fault. So it's unlikely that, at least this is my prediction, it's unlikely that Zucker's going to survive this merger. The chances are that he's going to be replaced. And who knows what's going to happen to CNN after that. It's got a long way to go before it recovers any of its former reputation as the most vaunted name in news. And who knows? Maybe one day it will. Maybe one day it will return to some sort of I would say, credibility. But it's got a long way to go. A long, long way to go. It's got to recover 90% of its viewership first. That's sad. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or learned anything, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you're made aware when we upload new content. See you in the next video.